I've talked to a lot of people over the years. I've generated hundreds of geotechnical reports, and invariably we'll get phone calls that say, hey, I don't understand what you're saying, or I can't find the lateral earth pressure recommendations, or you didn't give me sliding friction.
Everyone I've talked to, they say they hate reading geotechnical reports. They don't know what they say. They don't understand what the geotechnical report says as it relates to what they're supposed to be doing in the field.
The geotechnical plan sheets are really just a whole other level of service we can provide our client. It's a piece of paper the contractor can look at, something the contractor is also used to looking at. Not that they don't want to read our reports, but they are rather lengthy at times.
Instead of a 35-page geotech report, we might have 7 plan sheets, and that includes all the logs and the lab testing and everything. So it really condenses the deliverable and makes it much less daunting.
The other aspect of the plan sheets that's very positive is it's visual. And many times when people are reading text, you don't necessarily get the same comprehension of what the recommendations or the instructions are.
Design consistency, collaboration from the design team, value engineering. I don't know how many times the design team has designed something and made some geotechnical assumptions, and then the geotechnical engineer comes back with a lesser requirement because they actually designed it rather than assuming the worst. And so I think these plan sheets could also save our clients money, significant money, through incorporating geotechnical recommendations directly as opposed to it having to go geotechnical report to the owner and to the structural and have this really disjointed process.
I did a plan sheet, a simplified plan sheet for an airport project, and the civil engineer incorporated it directly into their drawings. And they really liked that because the pavement section was there. The earthwork recommendations were right there. There's an advantage there for the client, and there's an advantage for us as well because I think our recommendations stand a better chance of being followed.
Most change orders during construction that are unanticipated have to do with geotechnical issues, soil issues, weather issues, and things like that.
I guess I see things also from a commoditization. We see it in the engineering arena too, in the geotechnical arena. We find that the building market is a little more commoditized. They think $2,500 should get you a geotechnical report, soup to nuts, for a building. And there's firms out there that are willing to do things for a very inexpensively and really kind of cut what the value of the service is worth.
In other words, you may have a project where we say, okay, the footings can bear on the cemented layer, and that's going to be down 5 to 6 feet. Well, that has big implications for a flat site. Now all of a sudden the contractor has to dig out 6 feet of clay to get to the layer that you can put your footings on.
We have a specific client that hires typically on price, and he gave Mike Woodworth, our engineering manager, a call and said, hey, I'm building my house. I really want this done right, so I'm calling you to get it done. And Mike Woodworth was aghast because here we go. Every time we provide him a construction or a cost estimate to do work, we're too high for the services, except when it's his house. Like, oh, this is my house. I want this to be done right. So I'm getting you guys to do this.
Whereas if you were to spend a little bit more time and a little bit more evaluation budget, you could figure out that, oh, hey, we don't need to go down 6 feet. We can put our footings on clay at 2 feet deep and save potentially $20,000 in excavation cost. But that evaluation cost may cost an extra $500 or $600.
As Bart would say, anybody can say dig the rock and backfill with concrete as a solution, which I found very interesting when I forgot what the project was, but he said that he came up with that one and says, Bart, you're right on. Anybody can do that, huh? You almost don't even need a PE to get that evaluated.